Hi there, I'm Wendy Spencer, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to find that passion and that growth, especially through times of change in your life. This is obviously something that is near and dear to my heart because I've had to refine what my calling is, who I want to be, who I am. And I was listening to this interview on the Lewis House show with Brad Lomenick, and he was talking about these three definitions that you need to have. You need to have your identity, you need to have a calling, and you need to have an assignment. And that self-awareness of those three things will really push you in that direction of finding that passion, finding that faith that you're doing the right thing exactly where you need to be, and really finding that place within yourself where all three of those things merge to help you give back more, to be the best version of yourself. Okay, so let's talk about the definitions of these three, and then I'll kind of go through and give you my example. Just because I think as a woman, we sometimes struggle with realizing what our calling is compared to what our assignment is. So I hope you can get some, just clarity for yourself on this. Okay, so the first one is your identity. Your identity is never changing. For example, my identity is that, I'm Wendy Spencer. I am the daughter of Wayne and Christy. I'm the sister to Dominic. I'm the mother to my three beautiful children. I grew up in Michigan. I've lived all over the Midwest. I like to travel. And really, that's my identity. Those things will never change, okay? So now let's go to what your calling is. I believe that, your calling is that something that is just always kind of been there. The thing that you find yourself doing even when you're not paid for it. The thing that you really continue to see yourself being a part of, even when you didn't exactly plan for it. So for example, like your calling is that why. So for example, my calling has always kind of been to empower other people, typically women, to really be that best version of themselves, no matter what they're going through in life. Before, when I was in high school and college, I noticed myself doing this with people, just being like, don't let that hold you back or let you think that you can't do that. You can be this best version. You can choose to do it. Now let's work on those steps to help you do it. Whether it was just about self-confidence or health or fitness or just those major challenges in life. Really nothing should be able to hold anyone back if you have enough of that empowerment inside of you. And I love supporting that in people, helping them find that. Okay, so now let's go to the last one, the assignment. And this is where I have struggled because I always have confused assignment with calling. For example, I always wanted to be a wife and mother. I thought that was my calling. And while I am a mother and I'm no longer a wife, it has been hard for me to all of a sudden share my children, not to be able to say that I'm a wife anymore when that was something that I felt was so important and essential to true happiness in life. And if you are those things and you are truly happy, I'm not saying or bringing down any of the value of that. More of what I'm saying is your assignment is those different chapters of your life. For example, my assignment in high school was to be an athlete and a straight A student and, just really be all about like that next step, amongst other things. But that was really what I felt my assignment was. I thought it was my calling. But then I get to college and I'm an athlete, but then I get hurt and I'm at a really hard engineering school and I'm not making straight A's anymore. Did I go through that phase of like, who am I? I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know how to define myself because I was confusing my calling with my assignment. Now let's move on to the next chapter. I had 3 babies in 4 years and, lived in the mountains of Wyoming, and we had literally this very small and beautiful family structure, this family unit. And then all of a sudden when, we moved back to Michigan and I'm no longer a wife and I'm not with my children all the time because they're with their dads sometimes, again, I felt lost. Who am I if I can't identify myself with, this beautiful place we're living, this beautiful family unit, this full-time mom that is, breastfeeding and baby wearing, was that my calling? Or was that just that chapter in my life? Because I was someone before I became a wife and a mother, and I will continue to be someone, even though I'll always be a mother. That's why I put it as part of my identity. But, now you have to really consider what that calling is in addition to your assignment. So for right now, my assignment is really supportive of my calling and my identity. I help mothers typically find that confidence and that space within themselves while they're pregnant or nursing or after baby, or just really struggling to find who they are when they might not be in the corporate world anymore, but to be that best version of themselves in that spot of their lives, while I have to do the same for myself. I have to come to that place of growth. And so what I would encourage you today is to really think through those three things. Think through, what is your identity? What is your calling? What is your assignment? And remember that it's okay for your assignment to change. Your assignment will constantly be changing, and you should not be confusing your assignment with your calling. But the chance you get to have all three of those things line up together, that's like the coup de grace of life. That's really when you can start moving towards that happiness, finding that passion, living with passion, following your calling, and then helping others to feel that same way. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you can always email me, wendy@wendyspencerfitness.com, or you can find me on Facebook, and my username there is Wendy Jo Spencer. Okay, have a great day. Really focus on finding that identity, that calling, that assignment, so that you can move forward on that path to the greatness, to passion, to who you were meant to be through all phases of your life. Have an awesome day.